Survive Knives GSO 4 in magnacut. This was sent to me for review by JR. In fact, every Survive Knives I have done or I'm going to do has been sent to me by JR, not Survive Knives. I am passionate about knives. When I do my review, I base it on the knife in hand, okay? I have not spent one dime with this company, not one. Therefore, I will not run them in the ground. Some of you expect me to come on here and white knight. Not going to happen. Some of you expect me not to review a certain knife. Not going to happen. When a subscriber, especially JR, who's helped build this channel, sends me knives, quality knives, I'm going to do my best. And I'm not going to lie or be disingenuous about the knife. Now, there are some supply issues from my understanding. I don't know it all because I'm not some knife nerd who sticks his nose in every forum on YouTube or Reddit or anywhere else. I've also never spent a dime with them. So if they owe you a knife, feel free to put that in the comments. But do not for 1 second assume that you're going to tell me what I can show on my channel. You have the right not to watch it. Cool? Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, the Survive Knives rendition. Listen, I don't like starting off on that tone. I really don't. But guys, here's the solid truth. I do this at this point for fun. I love knives. I love reviewing knives. I don't have time for the politics of it, the bullshit of it, the drama of it, or anything else. If you feel like you've been done wrong, man, I am so sorry. And if you're the owner of Survive Knives, dude, if you owe people knives, make it right, man. But that's all I'm saying about any of it. And I won't even make it right for this simple reason. The guy makes a hell of a knife. Get mad all you want. Get mad, get glad, get over it. I love these knives. And that's what I base this channel on, is function. And they function well. Now that's all I'm going to say about it. All the negativity I'm going to do, not only on this video, but moving forward with anything to do with Survive Knives. I've got 2 or 3 more from JR, who is a veteran, who is good enough to send them to me. I'm damn sure going to do them. I'll be damned if I turn my back on anybody that's trying to help this channel out. Now, this is the Survive GSO 4 in magnacut. We've got some nice orange handle scales there. I believe they are micarta. They feel really good in hand. Here's the deal, guys. The overall length of this sumbitch is about 9.18 inches. Now, I'm actually pulling it, and it looks like it's right at 9 inches overall length. The blade length is just over 4 1/4. I mean, just barely. The cutting edge is 4 1/8. Let me double check that. 4 1/16. It is magnacut. The weight, this one people care about a lot, is 7.6 ounces. I'm trying, guys, I'm trying to get you a material thickness here. It looks like the blade stock is right at 1/8 inch thick. It has some tremendous jimping right above the handle. It has a hidden lanyard hole. Jimping, actually it has some nice jimping there. It won't be a pommel, but at the bottom of the handle there where the lanyard hole goes, they put some really good jimping there. Now, this thing is the tits. I just absolutely love it. And if you're wondering what I'm doing there, so am I. Here's the thing about my channel, man. We pick up a knife and we just start cutting shit, okay? I don't know all the technical terms. I don't hang out. I don't look at all the shit. I just don't. I base this channel off use. And here's what I mean. I pick up a knife and we start cutting, okay? And I can give you some pretty good ideas from the cutting. Now, the thing that I've loved so far about Survive Knives, the thing that I love is they're very comfortable in hand, but they're very easy to use. I love their handles. Now the handle on this sumbitch is like 4, now I'm talking about handle scales here, 4 3/4. The inner grip is 4 1/4. Dude, every hand in the world can hold this unless you got gigantism or some shit. 4 1/4 on an inner grip, and I wish companies would start listing that more. That has a lot to do with it. But I can take this handle and I can turn it. That's an extension cord, by the way. I can turn it in all four directions, trying to orient the blade. If my eyes are closed, I know exactly which way I'm holding the blade by the handle. It's got a nice palm swell. It feels very, very good in hand. The weight, if I didn't tell you, is 7.6 ounces. It comes with a Kydex sheath. It is made in the USA. There are no lanyards. It's got a slight sharpening choil, very, very slight, not much of one, which I kind of like. Right before the blade, you've got a nice guard there, so your pointer finger can go, or if you've got it in the stabbing position, your pinky locks in. We stab a tire later on in this video, and I hit a board with it a couple times. No slippage, handle feels good, and here's the deal. It's dark and I'm stupid. I don't know. There we go. There it is. There's old Scabber coming through. Now, here's the deal. I've told y'all a million times. We're going to handle each knife as if for what it's meant to do, okay? If we show a banger, if we show a crasher, if we show one that is slotted for hard use or military use, or it's some kind of tactical thing, we're gonna beat the shit out of it. This is not. This is a cutting tool. It is a knife that looks like a knife. Praise God for that. It acts like a knife, and there's no need. Let me tell you something. If I carry this knife right here camping, and I'd carry it tomorrow if I was going camping. I could do food prep. I could start a fire. I could do shelter building. I could defend myself. I could do anything I wanted to do. The main thing I would want to do, I love to whittle. You'll see me stop several times throughout the video and just do that right there. Now, that's a nice little piece of pine, but it's easy to work with. It's good to show a knife. See, sometimes, guys, we get too caught up, well, by God, you ought to have a piece of hickory. Well, I want you to see the knife work, not me struggle with it. Does that make sense? So we pick things up that are around us that'll showcase the knife. Now here you're seeing, this is kind of a combo lever cut and just kind of flick cuts. I'm not going to pull the knife into myself. I know that for a fact. I've got control of it. It feels great in hand. Now the balance point is right about the top of the palm swell on the handle. So it's fast in hand. It is a drop point. The billboarding on it's not a lot. We've got an American flag on one side, Survive Knives logo with magnacut on the other. We've got a number 2 there. Just a good looking knife. We didn't crowd it up with stuff. I'd say that's probably a nice stonewash finish. And guys, let me explain something to you. If you've rode with me for a while, you know how I do this shit. I don't immerse myself into the heat treats and in all the numbers. I don't have time. I work 55 to 60 hours a damn week, and I have a 2-hour round trip every day to get back and forth to work. So getting this shit done eats up my time, but I love doing it. What I don't have time to do is sit around and read the latest gossip and look at the latest reports and maybe one day in this channel's life, when I'm old and beat up and gray and I can't do this anymore, maybe one day I'll start a knife news network and we'll do it, but that ain't today. I just want to use the knife. I want to show you the knife work to the best of my limited ability. And I can tell you this too. And if you want some advice on Survive Knives, here you go. If you see one in stock, snatch it up. If you're just gun shy, then don't buy it. That's easy. See, there's going to be people make comments on this video that never watched it, and I'm okay with that. I already am. You guys that are watching the video, you're seeing the knife work. You see that it works. You've heard me call on the owner to make some things right, if he hasn't. What else can I do except use the knife? That probably wasn't the safest thing in the world, but what else do you expect from old Scabber? Huh? Y'all watch this channel to see if I'm going to kill myself week in and week out. That's what we do around here. Again, what did I tell you about the slicing? I like doing this. It kind of centers me, honestly. I've always enjoyed whittling. But 2, it gives me a real good idea on the sharpness of the blade from the guard all the way to the tip, right? And it just feels good in hand. I'm not doing a ton of tip tests on this. It's not my knife. It's JR's knife, but just enough to show you it's pretty solid. Now, overall construction, fit and finish, 9 out of 10, and that's me struggling to find something. It came razor sharp, no scratches, no blemishes. Hell, I don't know if JR's even used this one or not, but it's a good looking knife. And here's the deal. Some of the Survive knives, you have to use maybe in an outdoors campy setting to get the real feel. For some reason, this one just had a real industrial type feel to me today. And what I'm doing right here, just in case you're wondering, because sometimes I wonder what I'm doing too, is I'm just trying some different grips. Honestly, I'm just playing to see what the knife can do, to see how it works. If I would have looked up at any point and seen that I wasn't on screen, I would have backed up, but I didn't. But I'm just getting a feel for the knife. I absolutely adore this knife. And JR, man, thank you so much for sending it. I can't tell you how truly, truly appreciative I am. And see, guys, that's the deal. That's the whole thing. I am blessed to have people who send stuff. And it's not just JR, it's others, but I'm not going to get stuck in that trap of trying to name and forget people. I'm not doing that. I get to try and experience knives I never would have. I never would have known. And I get to do it in a manner. JR trusts the way that we do our demonstrations. He knows that I'm not going to just wreck his shit to wreck his shit. I am truthfully appreciative to each and every one of you who send knives. I've been blessed. If it ended tomorrow, if old Scabbard died tonight, I'd die a happy man when it comes to knife reviewing, because I've got to review some of the best in the world. That's just a fact, and I'm thankful for that. Now, I don't want to die. Let me stress that. Now, guys, before we get done with this one, you know what we're going to do. There was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We know that. The number's between 15 and 29, which is ridiculous in and of itself. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. Man, you have a place here. I back the blue. It's a personal thing that I do. I know that a lot of people don't, and I'm not here to argue that, okay? I'm really not. It is a personal choice, and before anybody types out that stupid shit, back the blue, before it's happened to you, it's happened to me more than it'll ever happen to you. I have my reasons. They're not worth arguing over. Just know I love you. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Well, this has been a fun one. Badass knife. But remember, I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son.